What's up, good people? Christian Allaire here from Christian Allaire Yoga. And a quick introduction, I am a Power Vinyasa yoga teacher based out of Southern California here in Huntington Beach. And welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to this video. I'll just lead you through a sequence. Not sure exactly how long it's going to go. Anywhere, I'd say between 30 minutes and a full 60 minutes. I probably won't go past 60 minutes. So we'll see how things go. But please take child's pose when it's right for you. Take a sip of water when it's right for you, but don't get lazy. Try to move along with me. And it's wonderful to be with you. So with that, we're gonna start in downward facing dog. Right out of the gate, we're gonna take dog pose. So as you get into the V position with the body, I'd like you to start to just look at your feet and your hands. We'll start with the feet, where the feet are roughly as wide as your hip bones. And your toes are at 12 o'clock, and there's a little bit of internal rotation of the thighs. So the heels will come apart slightly. And then we'll take a shift fire, look at our hands. You want to spread them nice and wide, almost to the point to where if you can create space between your fingers to where the thumbs are actually facing each other. I really like to get your ground. So this is about grounding, connection from the earth into the fingertips, up through the arms. Then we drop the head down, pushing the floor away. Well, you start to try not to hang on the shoulders. The more you grip the floor, the more you're going to stabilize the joints. And you want to wrap the triceps towards one another, which will have the effect of broadening the back. So pull the pit of the belly in and up. Let's take a breath in, empty out. Breath in, empty out. Breath in and empty out. Okay, let's set the knees down. Let's take tabletop pose. So stack the hands directly underneath the shoulders. And let's take a deep breath in, look up to the ceiling for cow facing. Breath in, and then cat pose. Round, hollow, chin, chest. Pull it in through center line core, root down through the tops of the feet, and now change. Belly softens, head and butt lifts, look up, breathe in, exhale, round. Two more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round, hollow out. Heart through the chest, up to the sky, and change. Drop the heart, lift up to the chin. And now let's come right to dog pose as you come into cat, and then up dog pose, and then pedal your feet back and forth. All right, you want to work your head around a little bit. Maybe lift a heel. You can always bend a knee, look underneath the opposite armpit, and then you can take it to the other side. Okay, let's do this. Create a little bit of space between the hands and the feet. So a longer dog pose. And with the feet about hip width, just let your heels go to the right side. And then up through the center, and let the heels fall to the left side. You should feel a side stretch on your right side, and let's do that. Two more times. Heels to the right, up to the center line, heels to the left. And let's bring it back to center, because I really don't remember if that was one or two. Sorry about that. If you're new to my classes, I'm a horrible counter. So let's walk to the top of the mat, tiptoe through the tulips to the top of the mat for ragdoll pose. Elbows, capture them, drop the head, soften in. So you bring a water quality like feeling to your joints. So you soften the knees, low part of your belly rests upon the upper parts of your thighs, head is low. You want to keep your eyes open, right? You don't want to disconnect by closing the eyes. I know sometimes we feel like when we close the eyes we get all zen and we go like interior, but here we want to learn to find a controlled eye gaze, a soft eye gaze called drishti. Okay, now I want you to take a halfway lift, a good big breath in, and exhale, fold. And then slowly, piece by piece, let's come up to mountain pose. We're rounding the spine. I'd like you to shrug your shoulders back when you get to the top, and then raise the arms to the sky. Inhale, mountain pose. So we're gonna stay here for a second. I'd like you to float your toes up off the mat. So you ground down to the big toe side of the toe mound. So you're extending up, and you're rooting down through both sides of your heel bones, and then we start to grow up by contracting the kneecaps, quadriceps, belly in and up. Lengthen up, eye gaze goes up, take a breath in, empty out, fold. Uttanasana, dropping, Uttanasana, and then we take Ardha Uttanasana, which is a half lift. In breath, plant the palms, let's step it back, plank pose, high push up. Okay, we're gonna take a full breath in, and we're gonna take 5 seconds to lower down. Begin now, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move into Cobra pose, so keep the hands under the shoulders, root to the toenails, lift the heart, pull through the chest, up and forward, and then release. Total surrender. Second Cobra pose, let's keep the hands underneath the shoulders, drawing back with the arm bones, eye gaze lifts, and we'll bring the chin back down. Child's pose. Here we bring the knees as far wide as the mat if you can. Drop the forehead down, relax the hips onto the heels. Totally fine to close your eyes here. Set an intention for your practice. Okay, good work. I'm gonna come up to tabletop pose. And I'd like you to bring your hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees hip width. So you start out with bone stacking. And now you're gonna drive your right heel towards the back of the room. Extend it. So you wanna keep the right hip from opening up. We're not gonna open up the hip, we're gonna keep a closed hip here. So really extend through. And then we're gonna take a modified side plank. You're gonna roll the right hand up towards the sky. So you need to push down into the top of the left foot, okay? Or you could actually use your left foot, kick it out behind you, use it as a kickstand. Now take the right arm over your ear. Lengthen and look underneath the right armpit as you root down through the left hand. Moving to a back bend, bring your right heel towards your butt cheek, capture the top of your right foot. So now you start to roll open. So you're integrating shoulders here, keep lifting the right knee up. Okay, in 3, we're gonna come to a half splits with the right foot at the top of the mat. 3, 2, 1. With your drishti, watch your right foot float forward, set the heel down, and then shift your booty back. Half splits. I'm a fan of tenting of the fingers, right? Fingertips tent, right? So like the thing from Addams Family. You're squaring the hips so the right hip is coming up and back. You're just easing into the muscle groups. So with breath, you actually can do this safely and effectively. Okay, let's bend back into the right knee. We're gonna step it up. We'll pick up the pace here in a second, so hang on tight. Left foot to the right. Now top of the mat, halfway lift. Breath in, empty out, fold. Root to rise, mountain pose. Extend up through the arms, fat breath. Exhale, yogi bow. Okay, we're gonna half lift to the bottom, long spine, step it back, high plank. Full body breath in, chaturanga dandasana, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Empty out, down face dog, breath out. Okay, you're gonna take 3 breaths in your downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, and out. 3rd breath in, let it go. Dropping out to the hands and knees, tabletop pose. Bone stacking, let's drive the left foot towards the back, keep the left hip point facing down. So nice and active here, flexing the left toes towards the kneecap. Fire up the muscle groups, and then we roll it over to modified side plank. You float your left hand up, you can use the top of the right foot as a kickstand, driving through the left heel, lifting up, so abduction. Then we take the left arm up, if you haven't already done so, and send it over your ear. Look underneath the armpit. And draw the left heel towards your tailbone and capture the top of your left foot. I grab onto the toes and use this to open the sternum to the sky. Keep kicking hard into the left hand, but grounding into your earth points. Okay, bring your eye gaze to the top of the mat. See where you're gonna land your left toes, and now swing it forward, half splits. You land the left heel, make adjustments, and then shift it back, half splits. Ride the breath. So in yoga, we generally get axial extension on an inhale, and it's on the exhale that we fold and melt. Control of the autonomic nervous system, fight or flight, rest or digest, is captured through the breathing, that deep rhythmic breathing. Starting to dip in. Let's do that. Into the left leg. Okay, stepping it up. Top of the mat. Here we go. Halfway lift. In breath. Yogi bow. Rise to mountain. Intake. Bow forward. Empty out. One more time. Step back. High plank. Full breath in as you lower down. Halfway. Upward dog. Take your breath. Downward dog. Empty it out. 3 breaths, and we're gonna float forward on our 3rd round. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, empty it out. Okay, here we go, yogis. Rise to the toes, bend the knees, look between the thumbs, hop forward, long spine, lift, empty out, bow, rise mountain, intake, empty out, fold, inhale, halfway up. Plant the palms, float back, jump back, walk back, step back, take an Uber to the back of the mat. Totally up to you. Down dog, empty out. Let's lift the right leg to the sky. Keep the hip level for just 1 second here. And now shift forward, knee to the chest, suck it in. Kick it back to the sky. Step your right foot forward, set the left knee down onto the mat. Modified lunge, raising the arms up towards the sky. Okay, you're sinking into the right knee. It's totally fine to let your right knee generally travel past the ankle here, because in this pose, your weight is more towards the back, and so there's less pressure here on the front. The shearing force is less. But generally in your warriors, you want to keep the knee over the ankle and not have it travel past. Okay, our next move is to take the right arm, if it's not already up. You want to bend your left heel in towards your butt cheek with your left hand. Grab the top of the foot. And he's trying to take a little lift up. You sink forward. And now I'd like you to keep your left heel lifted up, but you're going to switch hands. So left hand's going up. Right hand reaches towards the back foot. Grab the back foot. Try to keep centered and scissored in. And release. Hands to the floor. Framing the right foot. You want to lift the left knee up. You're now in a runner's lunge. Step forward. Left foot to the right. Halfway up. Breath. Bow in, fold, rise to mountain, in breath, empty out, fold. Okay, yogis, let's come to the half lift. Plant the palms, chaturanga, low. Draw upward dog, down face dog. And here we take the left foot up and back, keep it level. That is the hip. Okay, one time, shift it forward, knee to the chest, suck it in, round the spine, kick it back to the ceiling, lengthen. Left foot to the top, set the right knee, and take the arms up to the sky. Modified lunge, sinking forward. Now you can keep your arms wide apart. You can touch the palms together. You could hook your thumbs together. That's totally fine. These are all great options. Okay, we drop the right hand down, and as you do, you capture the top of the right foot. Pull it in. Now your right quadricep, your right quad, it might be screaming. In fact, it might catch on fire. Hopefully you have fire suppression equipment close by. Okay, now you're going to keep the right foot lifted, and you're going to switch hands. So now the right hand lifts up, the left hand searches for the top of the foot, and you take it up. And take the hands to the floor. You're framing the Left foot now, lift the knee up, this runner's lunge. Step it up, right foot to the left, halfway up, breath. Empty out, fold. Rise up. Yogi bow. Halfway lift. Chaturanga float. Inhale, up. Down dog, we're gonna keep moving, so hit the heels. Now rise to the toes, bend the knees, float forward. Halfway up, bow in, chair pose, Utkatasana, thunderbolt. Lifting up through the arms, pinky spiral in, sucking the belly in, drop the tailbone. Take a nice big breath in, and fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga float. Inhale, upward dog. Down dog, take the right leg off the floor. Let's open the hip this time, spin it apart. Push the floor, spin the thighs, spin it up. Step forward, right foot. Now you want to keep your left knee off the mat this time. Move to easy twist, right arm extends. Turn your head, look at the right thumb. Now depending on how long your arms are, will depend on whether palm flat or coming up on the fingertips. I'm a fingertip kind of guy. In 3, in 2, high lunge. Take your arms up. Float them up. Shoulders pull back, belly softens, and then into the spine. Soften first and then pull it into the spine. Take a full breath in, set the hands down for low plank. Empty out. Upward dog, draw up. Down dog, take the left foot up. Open up the left hip side. 3-legged split. Okay, good folks, let's knee to nose. Draw it in. Kick it back. Left foot forward. Easy twist. Right hand stays, left arm lifts. Okay, firm up core and back. Rise to high lunge. Extend up through the arms. Square off. Okay, big breath in. Chaturanga low plank. Float it back, low plank. Inhale to upward dog. Breath in. Empty out, down dog. Awesome work. Rise to the toes, breath in. Bend the knees, step it up. Halfway up, bow in yogis, chair pose. Sit, squeeze and lift. Okay, pay attention. We're gonna do a little change here. So breathe in, fold forward. Left leg lifts for vertical splits. Okay, so stay in your vertical splits here for a second. I'm going to explain to you what's going to happen next. So stay in your vertical until I cue you to move, okay? Our next move is where you bring your left foot all the way out to the right side and your 2 heels, if you can, are in one linear line. So we'll do that now. Drop the left foot to the outside, so it's way out there. 2 heels in one line. Left hand stays on the floor underneath your left shoulder. Take your right arm up. This right leg, if you can start to straighten it out, do so. If it is too intense, don't do it. Play the edge, just don't go past. Difference between intensity and pain. Discern. In yoga, discernment is viveka. Okay, back to vertical splits. You're gonna set the right paw down, take the left hoof up, step back to runner's lunge. Now take your right leg to 3-legged dog. Right leg opens up, you spin it apart, and then flip the dog. Take the right hand up and then over towards the front of the room. Okay, re-extend the arms, right arm towards the sky, lift up and re-flip. 3-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Step it through for high lunge. Right foot sets, arms extend. We take a good deep breath in, and let's open up to warrior 2. Left heel spins flat, track the right knee towards the baby toe, back foot nice and tight, pulling in from floor to core. Inhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, go deeper into the knee. Third round, breathe, empty, and reverse. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, empty out. Stay for the full. In, empty. One more breath. Exhale, extended side angle. Arm over your ear, maybe for Utthita. It's totally up to you. Open up the chest to the sky. Okay, very gently, let's bring the hands to the floor, framing the foot, runner's lunge. In 3, we step it up. 3, 2, 1. Left foot to the right, halfway lift. Big breath. Empty out, bow. Chair pose. Sit in, squeeze center line. Bring the arms up, sit the tuchus down. Okay, listen for the change. Breathe in. Yogi bow. Standing splits. Now right leg is to the sky. Open up. Actually, not open up, lift up. Okay, now you remember what we did on the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Let's do that now. Set the right foot as far to the outside as the left as you can with 2 heels in one line. Now right hand stays down, left arm lifts up. So whatever feels abnormal, do that. Most people want to keep their left hand down and lift the right arm up. That's okay. You're looking to the left. Your butt cheeks might be a-screaming. 3, 2, left hand to the floor, vertical splits. Right leg lifts up to the sky, drop the head down, step back, runner's lunge, right foot to the back, send your left leg to 3-legged split. Open the hips, fan the toes wide, flip your dog. Set the toes, lift the heart, drop the head. 3-legged dog. Left leg is going to take it to the sky. Lumber it up to the sky. Knee to the chest, suck it in deep, and then step forward, high lunge. And take the arms up. Okay, deep breath in, reach up tall, open up to 2. Spin your right heel flat. Look at your heels and your arches, get them in that linear line, and then 3 breaths. So in yoga, we play with linear lines of energy. Straight lines send energy very, very directly. So as you get alignment, that implies the movement of prana. Sometimes you want to learn to retain energy. That's what a bandha is. So you're retaining the energy, and at the precise moment, you use it as a turbo boost to move, okay? So let's flip the left palm, reversing the warrior. 3 breaths in this reverse warrior. So it's an in, exhale. It's an in, empty, in, empty. One more breath, in. Side angle or extend your side angle. Left forearm can rest on the left thigh. If your forearm is on the thigh like I am demoing here, you want to reduce the amount of weight that is on the forearm. In other words, don't pour all the weight into the forearm. Now, as some of you know, I am 7 months post total hip replacement on my left hip. So this pose right here is brutal for the kid. I'm working through it. We're gonna release in 3, in 2. Set it down, runner's lunge. Okay, from here, I'm gonna ask you to step your left foot to the back of the mat, keep it lifted, 3-legged plank. Left toes are lifted. And from here, you can always use your knees. 5 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. High plank, low plank, Upward dog, breath in. Downward dog, breathe out. Okay, yogis, come to your toes, rise, bend the knees, look between the thumbs, float forward. Long spine, and then yogi bow. Split the feet apart. Okay, now we're gonna come into yogi squat. So splay the toes about 45 degrees. Now, for many, the heels are gonna stay lifted, and that's no problem. Your heels, if they can touch the floor, no problem. You wanna bring the hands to the heart center. You want to use the elbows to pry the knees apart. Now if you have really tight hips like I do, tight low back, this is tough stuff. So I'd like you to really concentrate on your breathing. Okay, look towards me. I would like you to interlace your fingers, press the palms of your hands forward, and raise the arms. So integrate the shoulders, stay low in the hips, keep the belly sucked in. Sucking in the belly, Uddiyana Bandha will help protect your low back. Okay, there's all kinds of beauty and healing happening in the hips. 3, 2, set the hands down, lift the hips up, point the toes forward, and then toe heel the feet so they're hip width, peace sign fingers to the big toes. Halfway lift, yogi bow. Elbows to the sides, shoulders towards the hips. Soften the knees to get the low belly on the upper thighs and then pull. Chin comes to the chest for your Jalandhara Bandha. Okay, release fingers from the toes. Let's toe heel your feet back together. And we're gonna rise to mountain pose. Let's take the arms up above the head. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Inhale, arm sweep. Big breath in. Yogi bow, breathe out. Sit to chair pose. Right into Utkatasana, thunderbolt. Ooh yeah, sit way into the heels, lift up through the arms, Now sit your butt and hover them 2 inches off your heels. Really sit down nice and low. And from here, we're gonna peace sign fingers to our big toes for straddle boat pose. So sit the butt onto the mat, capture the tops of your toes or whatever you can grab onto, lift up. Pull the outer edges of your feet back and the inner arches towards the ceiling and up. Draw the belly in, pull the shoulder heads back, eye gaze, drishti up, and then bring the feet apart. Keep the core in, keep the spine flat. Oh yeah, pull it in. Okay, let's bring it back to the center. And now from here, I got a tough call for you. We're gonna come back into chair pose. So you pull the heels in towards you pull the heels in, then as you draw the knees shut, you start to sit back into your Utkatasana. You could even try not to land the toes. From Utkatasana, your chair pose, bring the hands to the heart center, prayer twist to the right side. So anchor the left elbow to the outside of the knee, thumbs to heart to thumbs by revolving the spine. 3, 2. Okay, slowly you're gonna start to bring the left heel off the floor. You can look at your feet, your right foot actually, in order to control the balance. You wanna send your left heel towards the sky and then step it back to crescent lunge revolve. Land the left toes, keep spinning the heart open. Take a deep breath in, empty out and twist. Do that again, in breath. Get ready, empty out and twist. Warrior 2, inhale, up and around. Right palm flips, you reverse your direction backwards for reverse warrior, extended side angle. Right hand down, left arm over the eardrum, and then take it into half moon balancing pose. Right fingertips can remain on the floor. You can straighten up. Right leg, left leg, drive it back. Left hand up, stay here in traditional half moon or move into the bind. Bring your left heel towards your butt. Roll open. 3, 2. Now, how slow can you go into chair pose? Into chair pose. Left foot comes to the right. Sitting the butt down. Now from here, sit your heels, your butt to your heels, hover 2 inches. Straddle boat pose, fingers to toes, stretch it out in front. Integrate shoulders, pull the feet apart. Keep lifting up through heart center. Okay, yogis, bring it back to the center. Keep lifting up for 3. Get ready to come back to chair pose in 2. And release. Heels to the butt. Reach forward, snap the knees as you come back into chair pose. Plug the heels in, float the toes up, raise the arms, keep the belly in, hands to the heart center, and then twist. Now towards the left side. Anchor your business. Keep the knees as parallel as you possibly can. Turn open. Turn open, turn open. Belly in and turn. Belly in and turn. Okay, bring your drishti, look at your toes. You're gonna slowly bring your right heel up towards your butt cheek. And as slow as you can, you start to pitch forward, raise the right heel, and step your right foot back to revolving crescent lunge. Now, I'm modifying on this side because of the hip injury that I have, still healing from my hip surgery. So the right knee is down, that works for me. Keep turning. Okay, 3 breaths. Inhale, empty out and twist. Inhale, empty out and twist. 1 more full cycle in. Twist open, get ready. Inhale to warrior 2, up and around. Right heel seals the deal, spin it flat. Left palm flips, you reverse your warrior, up and back. Re-extend, extend. Extended side angle, drop in, hand up. And from here we move into balancing half moon pose. Walk the left hand underneath the shoulder, root down to the left foot, take your right arm up. Kick and drive through the right heel. Stay here, or if you have the bind, bring your heel towards your butt. Okay, pay attention in 3, in 2. Standing splits, drop your right hand down, kick your right leg back up to the sky, and step your right foot back, runner's lunge. 1 more time, keep the left toes lifted. 5 push-ups or use your knees, no problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top of a plank, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Down dog. Breathe out. Walk the feet to the back of the mat, please. Toe heel the feet together. And let's roll up to mountain pose. Extend the arms above your skull. Breathe in. Hands to the heart, undulate. Okay, you're gonna interlace your hands in a steeple grip type configuration. Left thumb crosses. Take your arms above your head. Okay, this is what we call Tula Nandasana, which is a modified warrior 3. Step your right foot forward. Take 1 more breath in, and then lift your left foot. Keep as, still as a board coming down. The only thing really you're doing is hinging at the hips. Now in this pose, you point your left toes, keep the hip leveled off. Eye gaze is roughly 4 feet in front of you. Arm bones are alongside the ears. Release your left foot to the right. Dancer's pose, keep your left arm lifted. Capture the right foot. Knees coming knocking. We're lifting up. And when you're ready, and I'm not talking Boy Scout prepared, I'm talking big time prepared, come into the second position, dancer's pose. Okay, let's come out, coming back to the first position and releasing the right foot to the floor. So you'll notice you're roughly halfway up your mat. Take your arms up, steeple grip. You can change your thumbs, and then we'll step out on the left. And take a breath in, and then slowly start to hinge. Lift up through the right. Sturdy on the left leg, like a lamp post. Reach through the arms. Keep drawing the chest down. And release. Right foot to the floor. Now keep your right arm lifted, drop your left hand down. Dancer's pose. Take the foot, knees a knocking, extend up, and then kick through the left heel, arching the spine. Back to the first position. And set the left foot down, hands to undulate. Beautiful work out there. Take the arms up, breathe in. Yogi bow, breathe out. Crow pose, knees to the backs of the tries. Lift the heels up towards the butt. Fingers grip the floor, lift your chin. Round the spine, suck in the belly. Hold 3, 2, and shoot it back. Low plank. Beautiful dog. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breath out. Taking the right leg off the mat. Lift. Right knee to left tricep twist. Right leg, 3-legged dog. Right side for arm balance or hurdler. Stay here or take the foot up or try to plane out the chest. So hurdler is when you lift up a little more or plane it out for regular balance. 3-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Warrior 2, right foot to the thumb. Left heel spins and we rise. Triangle. Straighten the right leg. Try to get your right fingertips to come past the toes. Set the right hand to the shin. Open up. Okay, keep your feet exactly where they are, please. Set your left hand underneath your left shoulder. Take your right arm up. So now you're twisting open, but it feels awkward as all hell because your feet are so far apart. Give it a shot. Okay, let's bring the hand back to the floor and come up to Warrior 2. Rise to crescent lunge. Your left heel spins up off the floor. Mountain pose, hands to the heart center. Breathe out. Inhale, arms sweep. Bow in, yogis. Halfway lift at the bottom, breath in. Chaturanga, float back. Inhale, upward. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful work. Time is not our friend. Left leg to the sky, lift. Left knee to the right tri. Try to tap the tricep. Keep rooting down through the fingers. Pull up through core. 3-legged dog. Moving to hurdler or arm balance. Take it up. Extend it out. Release. Left leg, lift it up. Straighten out the left leg. Come to Warrior 2. Left foot, right heel, rise, and shine. Breathe. Breathe. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Triangle. Tick-tock. Opening up. Now we got a little change coming up, so I hope you're excited about it. I sure am. Okay, we're gonna go for that funky twist. So we wanna bring the right hand underneath the shoulder, keep your feet where they are, take the left arm up. And now we do a prasarita fold. So your left forearm sweeps over the left shin, and as it does, you pivot the left toes. Fold. Bring your hands underneath your heart center. I'm sorry, let me say that again. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Find a half lift, right? Really get the belly muscles to suck in. And then fold. Draw the left hand over to your right ankle. And then take the right arm up. Working to bring the left elbow to the mat or somewhere down in that neighborhood is fine. And now we change. You walk the hands across the floor to the outer edge of your right ankle. Now, if you need to close the distance between your feet to make this manageable, no problem. Right forearm coming down, left arm extending up. Okay, fold forward at the center. Okay, we're gonna do something called Skandasana pose. So your left butt cheek comes over your left heel or toes. You sit up as best you can, and then you bring the hands to the heart center. And maybe the left heel starts coming down. Now you have an option to bring the left hand down, locking in the left knee, taking your right arm up. Try to contract through your right toes, turn open. And let's change. Bring the hands to the floor. Walk yourself. Now you're at the back of the mat with the right butt cheek hovering over the right heel. Once again, linear lines of energy are present here with your left heel in line with the right heel. Now you can take your hands to the heart. You could balance here, or you could take your right hand to the floor, locking your right knee in place, flexing the left toes, and then lifting the left arm. Turning open, your head turns because where you gaze is where the energy is moving. So if you're looking down, then you have a higher presence of energy going down, and you might fall. Okay, we bring the hands back to the floor, and we come back to the center. From here, we take our hands to our hips, we come into a lift halfway, and we rise all the way up. Breathe in, warrior two, bend into the left leg, sink a little deeper into the knee, and then we move into crescent pose. Flick the right heel up to the sky, lift up through the arms, and in 3, we're gonna step it up to mountain pose. 3, 2, right foot to the left, hands to the heart center. Beautiful work. Inhale, sweep in the arms. Exhale, fold forward, breathe out. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, crow pose, lift it up. I got to admit, I almost said chaturanga, but we're going to crow. Lifting up. Keep lifting up through core and release, float it back. Beautiful work. Upward dog, downward dog. Take the hips up and back. Pedal the feet back and forth. Okay, from here, send your right shin forward, your shin, not chin, to pigeon. Take the hands alongside the hips. See if we can't walk the chest up a little bit, and then we'll come into sleepy pigeon. Walking the hands forward, squaring the hips, softening the body. Free and easy with the breathing. Now, if you have a mermaid pose, you can go ahead and move into mermaid, where you bring your left heel in towards the butt. And then the right hand would come up and behind you, and you would close the distance between these two hands, and then you square off to the front of the room. Your success in pigeon is going to be totally dependent on the flexibility and pliability of your hip flexor group. So you have to be able to get your body close to the floor. Or what happens is you end up lifting up and up and up, and then your hips start to square towards, or they start to open up, so they would be on the east, the north, and the south axis of the mat, and then you're not in the zone. Okay? If you're in mermaid, go ahead and release out of the mermaid pose. Okay? If you're in half pigeon, please come up onto your hands. I would like you to curl your left toes underneath. And using your core muscles, I want you to bring your right knee to the nose. Hug it in. Hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. Beautiful downward facing dog. Right foot steps back, and we pedal the feet out. Okay, and from here, send the left shin forward, half pigeon on your left side. Okay, left knee to the outside of the wrist, shin parallel-ish. And then we'll take a little gaze over the right shoulder, make sure the right heel's in line with the tailbone. And then from here, you walk your hands towards the hips. You want to try to get some axial extension coming up on the low back. And then we'll walk it forward. Forearms are fine, staying on the hands are fine. Coming onto your chest is also fine. Do what you can, go where you will, but don't lose focus on that breathing. Okay, team, if you have a mermaid or a merman on this side, pull the right heel in toward your butt cheek. Now, you don't have to go into the full mermaid. You could actually just grab the top of the foot and then work the heel in towards your right glute. And when you do, you're going to notice the hip flexor group, the front of the quad on the right side really starts to get a good juicy stretch. And you're just working a little deeper with breath each and every time you practice. The importance is not depth, the importance is simply staying on the path of practice. Each day is going to be a little different. Don't expect things to go swimmingly. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. That is the nature of the practice, and that is the nature of life. And of course, the practice is life. Release, down dog, take your left knee into the chest first, hug it in, and then step it back. Dog pose. Beautiful. Just work your hips back and forth just for a second or two here. Get some flow back into the hip glute area. And then we'll take the knees down, cross your ankles, make your way onto your butt. You're gonna float the feet out in front of you. Okay? A little point, I mention this a lot, where people will grab their butt and bring the butt cheeks apart. That's not good. It's not smart. So really what you want to do is maybe a little bit of flesh out from underneath going backward, but really you leave some cushion under the butt. It's totally fine. What happens is you can move the hamstring attachment points up at the upper part of your butt out of alignment right when you're going into that fold. So leave it alone. Take the arms up, stretch. Root down through sits bones, reach up, bow in. Into a nice forward fold. Please release. And now I'd like you to draw your right knee in. So now the right heel is coming in towards your butt cheek. Your left leg is forward, okay? With your left hand, you're gonna wrap it in front of your right knee, and then we're gonna take our right hand behind us and we're gonna start to twist. But with the twist, you're not gonna turn your head and look over your right shoulder. You're gonna keep your chin in line with your heart muscle. So you're turning the shoulders, yes, and the chest might be turning, but not the head. Keep it aligned with the heart. We're going to release for a counter twist. So keep your right knee bent, walk the hands across the center line, bend the elbows like chaturanga arms, dip the chin down, there's your counter twist. When we come back up, send your right foot forward, hug the left heel in towards the glute. So once again, we take the right arm and it goes in front of the knee. Left hand comes behind us. So again, we want to lift up through the chest. You want to turn open, but keep the chin in line with the heart, meaning you're not wrenching your head and turning it back. You're looking only 90 degrees off your mat. And release for your counter pose. You're coming across center line, chaturanga arms, dipping down. Beautiful. We're gonna move into bound angle, also known as butterfly pose. So soles of the feet to touch, soles of the feet to touch. I like to take my thumbs into the inner arches, start to pry the feet apart. Pry the feet apart, and then take a deep inhale. And as you start to fold in, push the knees into the inner thighs. So you feel the groin get a really nice release here. Remember, you're breathing yourself into the expression. You're not jamming yourself, wrenching yourself into poses. You're working with breath. Another 3, another 4 seconds or so. And release, bring the knees together, and your heels are still in towards the body. I'd like you to take your arms right out in front of the shins, grab your elbows, and then with your hands to the elbows. Now, if you can see me, you'll notice my knees are off to the side. That's because my hips are so out of whack. But I gotta tell you, they're less out of whack than they were before, so it's all working. Take a big breath in. And you're gonna round your chin. So you're hugging in, pull in, and then inhale to lift the chin, flatten the spine, exhale, round. So it feels a lot like cat poses going on. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Okay, I'd like you to make your make your way onto your back for happy baby. You want to grab the outsides of your feet. You could be the inside foot grabber, that's fine. You could fingers to toes and pull down. Want the back of the head on the floor, on the mat. And then you're tucking your chin slightly and drawing the knees towards the floor. Okay, release your fingers from your toes. I want you to come back into butterfly pose, but on your back. Bring your hand to the belly, hand to your heart. Soften the eyes. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Shavasana, final rest. Let's let the palms face up to the sky. Let your toes fall to the sides. From here, let's bring the knees back into the chest. Do little 360s with the knees. Make your way up to a comfortable seated position. You could either do it any kind of campfire style. I like to sit on my shins, whatever works for you. So this is where we end our class. So just know that the ritual of coming to the seated position at the end of class is part of the old Vedic tradition, which was a system of all about ritual. And so ritual is very, very important in our yoga practice. That's why it looks a lot alike a lot of times, right? But with little tiny differences, right? But it's very ritualistic. So with that, once again, my name is Christian Allaire. Thank you so much for checking in on my YouTube page. The higher self in me honors the higher self in you. Namaste.